It's cool. The boys like it. Chicks dig it. Well, I was a graphic designer, pre-computer days, right out of high school. And I did a lot of silk screening and did all lettering by hand. And then the computer came along and I knew I had to learn how to use that to be competitive in my field. So I decided to go to college and I applied to Massachusetts College of Art because I'm an East Coast girl. And I got into Mass Art and I took a computer class and then I took a ceramics class and I fell in love with ceramics. I loved working with my hands, working three-dimensionally. And one night we were doing a late night firing and all the lights were out and the furnace was blasting. I opened the door to this room and it was the Glassblown studio. And I was just mesmerized by what was going on in there. And I knew that that's what I wanted to do. So I signed up for a Glassblown class and immediately I fell in love. And I was 30 years old at the time, so I figured I needed to learn from somebody really good. And I applied for a class with Lino Pietra. I got into the class and it was like watching a magician. He was amazing. And I just asked him where I should go and what I should do. He told me to move to Seattle. He got me a job working at a factory where he would go and make his work. And I was on his team. And so that's what started me out in glass blowing. I work in a Venetian style and I use a lot of Venetian techniques in my work. Being a graphic designer, I was always drawn to really crisp lines, you know, the graphics of different lines. So when I saw Lino using cane techniques, an old Venetian technique, I really was interested in experimenting with that. And so what I try to do with that is be really innovative and creative in my approach to using these old traditions to create new graphics with those. Inspiration comes from many different places. Oftentimes I look to nature, like in the Cloud series. I've looked to comic books for the Stinger series. The colors are based on the superheroes' costumes and they're really large in form. So, you know, I kind of feel like a superhero when I make them. I like thinking about the lines in textiles and the lines in the cane, so I try to replicate that or just be inspired or informed by different patterns. I knew I was going to come and work in a studio that I haven't worked in before, so I thought of the cloud forms to make in this studio. I have a good sense of you know, what it takes to make the clouds, and I knew I'd be working with Richie, so I could make it pretty technically challenging. And also Jen Violet assisted me, and she's really good with cane work, and she's just a great assistant. So I wanted to do a double pattern with the cane, and so my first pickup were some wider canes, some ribbon cane, transparent reds, oranges, yellows, whites, and a little bit of black, a little hint of black. And so I picked those up on a bubble, just roll them up, melt them in, and I twisted them just a little bit to offset it a little bit. And then I put another layer of thinner canes, more like pencil line canes. And those were a mix of reds and oranges, yellows, and a little bit of black and white. And then I twisted those up into like a spiral and puntied that up, and then I closed that form into a round ball. Then I changed the axis of the pipe, the orientation of the pipe. So I would get the swirls on the side instead of on the bottom and the top. And I like, it's like a focal point on the cloud. I think probably the most important thing is to believe in yourself and to try to put yourself in situations where you're going to meet people that you admire, people that you look up to, people that you're going to learn from, like taking classes at Pilchuck or Corning or Haystack, Henlin, Pittsburgh Glass Center. There's so many different places where you can take classes and learn and kind of network, you know, with people that you admire. I feel really fortunate to have found my passion in glass, and I love having the opportunity to make my work, and I feel fortunate that people like what I make, and it's really an amazing material, an amazing community. The galleries and collectors and all my friends that work in glass are just beautiful people, so I'm grateful. I have a show up at the Schantz Gallery right now, and I have a lot of pieces there from different series, my Paloma series, my Orbs, my Clouds, Tops, Superheroes. They have a great display happening right now. And you can also visit me on my website. It's nancycallanglass.com. And you can contact me on my website too, and I will pass you along to my galleries.